Picture this, it's 2050, you wake up and look out your window. Are you gazing at the red Martian landscape through reinforced glass, or are you watching Earth spin below you from a massive rotating space colony? Your cosmic zip code might depend on which billionaire wins the new space race. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos aren't just fighting over who has the bigger rocket, they're battling over humanity's entire future among the stars. 2 men, 2 visions, 1 species' destiny. Welcome back, stellar citizens. Today we're diving into the billionaire space showdown that will shape where your grandkids might call home. And by the end of this video, I'll recommend 2 sci-fi films that perfectly capture these competing visions of humanity's future in space. Let's get one thing straight. Both Bezos and Musk agree on one fundamental truth. Earth alone cannot sustain humanity's future. But that's where the agreement ends and the cosmic divergence begins. For Musk, Mars is the promised land, a second home, a backup drive for humanity's existence. For Bezos, it's massive rotating space colonies, harvesting resources from across the solar system while preserving Earth as our garden paradise. Same problem, wildly different solutions. It's like 2 chefs tackling world hunger. One wants to terraform deserts into farmland, while the other designs vertical gardens that maximize existing space. Both feed people, but the approaches couldn't be more different. But before we decide which billionaire deserves your cosmic allegiance, let's break down what each vision really means for you, me, and the 7 or so billion other humans along for this interplanetary ride. Speaking of rides, let's talk hardware, because you can't revolutionize humanity's future with PowerPoint slides alone. The rockets themselves tell us everything about these competing philosophies. Musk's Starship isn't just a rocket, it's a statement. Massive, fully reusable and designed with one crystal clear purpose. Get lots of people and cargo to Mars, repeatedly and eventually affordably. It's the cosmic equivalent of building a freeway between cities. You don't construct an 8-lane highway unless you're expecting traffic. Meanwhile, Bezos and Blue Origin have been developing New Glenn and planning New Armstrong. Powerful rockets, sure, but pieces of a much larger infrastructure puzzle. For Bezos, rockets are just the cosmic moving vans that shuttle between Earth and his envisioned space neighborhoods. The difference? Musk is building an interplanetary transportation system. Bezos is building a solar system-wide economy. You know the old saying, when your only tool is a hammer, everything looks like a nail? Well, when your tool is a Mars rocket, every problem looks like it needs a Mars colony. And when your background is creating the world's most efficient logistics company, suddenly space looks like the ultimate warehouse and distribution challenge. But these rockets aren't carrying cargo containers, they're carrying us, human beings. Which brings us to perhaps the most fascinating difference between these 2 space visions. What happens to humanity itself? Here's where things get really interesting, stellar citizens. Musk's Mars vision fundamentally requires humans to adapt to a new world. Lower gravity, higher radiation, completely enclosed habitats, no natural ecosystem. On Mars, humans become the invasive species, and will need to change, possibly even genetically over generations, to thrive there. Bezos, on the other hand, wants to recreate Earth-like conditions in rotating space habitats. 1G gravity from centrifugal force, radiation shielding, carefully controlled atmospheres, and artificial day-night cycles. His vision doesn't require humans to change, it brings our preferred environment with us. It's the difference between buying new clothes to fit your body or altering your body to fit the clothes. Philosophical? Absolutely. But also deeply practical when we're talking about the future of our species. Mars will not be easy, Musk has repeatedly warned. The first settlers will likely die there. Meanwhile, Bezos envisions space living that feels like moving from Manhattan to the suburbs. Challenging but familiar. But neither of these cosmic architects is motivated purely by altruism. Let's follow the money into the stars and see what economic futures these competing visions create. If Musk's vision succeeds, Mars becomes humanity's first true off-world economy. With distance comes independence. Even with best-case propulsion systems, Mars will always be months away from Earth, forcing a level of self-sufficiency that will create entirely new industries, job categories, and economic systems. Bezos' vision keeps humanity much closer to home, with his space colonies positioned relatively near Earth. This creates not separation, but expansion. Earth's economy growing outward, with new industrial zones in space and residential commercial zones both on Earth and in space habitats. Think of it as the difference between colonizing a new continent versus building floating cities in international waters. Both create new real estate, but with very different relationships to the old world. The cosmic irony? The e-commerce pioneer wants to keep humanity's economy integrated, while the electric vehicle and rocket entrepreneur wants to create a separate branch of civilization. Go figure. But neither Musk nor Bezos is operating in a vacuum. Well, technically they are, but you know what I mean. Their competing visions create entirely different timelines for humanity's cosmic expansion. Let's be real, both of these visions face enormous challenges, but their timelines and hurdles couldn't be more different. Musk's Mars colony faces immediate life-threatening obstacles: radiation during transit, limited resources on arrival, the psychological effects of isolation, and the physiological impacts of reduced gravity. But if these can be overcome, a Mars settlement could potentially begin within a decade or two. Bezos' space colonies require more infrastructure development before the first human residents move in. We'd need asteroid mining operations, space manufacturing capabilities, and mastery of closed-loop life support systems at massive scales. The technology pathway is longer, but each step has immediate benefits for life on Earth. SpaceX's approach is a sprint with a high chance of stumbling. Blue Origin's is a marathon with more certain footing. One aims to get humans to Mars as quickly as possible and solve problems as they arise. The other aims to build a complete industrial infrastructure in space before large-scale human habitation begins. But perhaps the most profound difference isn't about rockets or timelines or economics at all. It's about what these visions say about our relationship with Earth itself. Here we arrive at the philosophical heart of the Bezos-Musk space divide. What happens to Earth in these futures? In Musk's vision, becoming a multi-planetary species is fundamentally about creating a backup, an insurance policy against extinction events on Earth. Mars and Earth exist as separate but connected civilizations, each vulnerable to their own catastrophes, but ensuring humanity's continuance if either fails. Bezos' vision is more integrated. Earth remains the residential zone of the solar system, protected, preserved, and reinvigorated by moving heavy industry into space. Resources flow from asteroids and other bodies manufactured in space, with Earth relieved of extraction and production burdens. Earth is the best planet, Bezos often says, arguing we should protect it while expanding outward. Musk counters that keeping all humans on one planet is like backing up your computer's hard drive to the same hard drive. Two billionaires, two fundamentally different relationships with our home world. One sees Earth as our garden to preserve, the other as our cradle to outgrow. So which cosmic future awaits us, stellar citizens? The Martian frontier or the orbital neighbourhoods? The truth is, we may not have to choose. Humanity's story has never been about following a single path. As these space titans push their competing visions forward, we're likely to see elements of both materialise. Mars settlements pioneering new survival technologies, space habitats demonstrating sustainable closed-loop living, asteroid mining powering a new industrial revolution, each breakthrough building upon others in ways neither billionaire might have predicted. What matters most isn't which billionaire wins. It's that humanity now has multiple pathways to a spacefaring future. After decades of stagnation, we're finally reaching outward again. And if you want to get a feel for these competing futures through cinema, I've got two recommendations. For Musk's Mars vision, check out The Martian. It captures the harsh realities and pioneering spirit of establishing life on the Red Planet. For Bezos' space habitats, watch Elysium. While it takes a dystopian angle, the rotating space stations showcase exactly the kind of artificial gravity environments Blue Origin envisions. If you found this cosmic showdown fascinating, check out our in-depth article comparing the detailed technical approaches of SpaceX and Blue Origin, linked in the description below. And if you've made it this far into our billionaire space battle, you're clearly a true stellar citizen. Hit that subscribe button to continue our journey through the cosmos together, one mind-bending concept at a time.